So what are you doing up there, Carolyn? Get off the counter.
Hi. I know, I'm like a monkey. I climb everywhere.
So what we're doing is we're here in Oak Park, Missouri, just outside of Kansas City, about 28 miles east. And we got this huge snowstorm call coming. They're saying 3 to 6 inches, and I'll show you the captured
I'm organizing.
Yep. Video off my phone of it, and it's supposed to drop down to 17 tonight, and then for the next 2 days, 20s for a high during the 30s for a high during the day, maybe 30, and then in the teens at night. So we're hunkered down for 2-3 days, and then we're gonna try and break loose here about Thursday or Friday and move our stepmom down to Kansas City. Or sorry,
Hopefully
from Kansas
Thursday.
City to Texas.
I'm hoping Thursday.
Yes, dear, I know. So we're going to try and just kind of do a lot of stuff to keep busy. We may even binge watch some of our movies we've been wanting to. So a shot of the RV with the snow coming down. This is RVing at its finest, right? Got to take the good with the bad. All right, hopefully this wind isn't too bad, but this is it's the morning after. It's 17 degrees. As you can see, the RV's covered with icicles. We survived a blizzard, literally.
That's what they termed it, a blizzard.
Well, blizzard is blowing snow with less than a half mile of visibility, and right here near the campground, we're at the KOA East, Kansas City and Oak Grove,
I think.
Yep. I-70 behind us here was shut down. There was all kinds of all kinds of trucks out there parked on the freeway, and cars just stuck. There's no way for them to go for 4 or 5 hours. So
I felt sorry for him.
yeah, and it was blowing snow pretty bad. We obviously couldn't take videos of it. It was nighttime, and the wind was 35 to 55 mile an hour gusts, so it was cold.
It was very cold.
So what we're gonna do is tell you a little bit of history about how we got here, and then we're gonna show you how we survived the blizzard of Thanksgiving weekend 2018
in Kansas City. I'm going to show you with my little quilting board how really deep the snow is, okay?
Now mind you, this is after it's been blowing also.
It is 4 inches deep on the picnic table.
So they predict anywhere between 6 to 12, so it may be deeper or shallower, the snow drifts.
That's pretty deep.
Yep, you can kind of see behind us our truck's pretty well covered. So some of the things we did to make sure we're okay this morning is we want to make sure we put up our stairs. We put them up both on the back and the front so it wouldn't accumulate ice and snow and be a real hazard for us this morning. It worked pretty good. As you can see, it's dry, so we can get in and out of the RV really well. Okay, so the other things we did was we had to get the truck ready to make sure we'd be able to get in and out today. So one of the things was I went ahead and we didn't have anything to put over across the top to keep the ice and the snow off there because my truck automatically puts them down. They won't stay up. So we pulled out the windshield wipers, so we're able to scrape it off fairly early this morning. The other thing we did is we went ahead and hooked up, I love diesel trucks, we went and hooked up our electric motor heater to keep that thing nice and warm and toasty, so when we go to crank it up this morning it'll work. One of the other things we did, Carolyn helped me. We had to figure out how to protect that trailer hitch. I'm sorry, the fifth wheel hitch. So believe it or not, underneath that is a plastic bag.
Just a plastic trash bag.
That we covered it up, so when it's time to hook up, all we gotta do is uncover it and go. But you can see there's the blowing snow that's on the back of my utility toolbox on the back of the truck, so it blew pretty good. And there's, of course, the front of the cap of the RV. Our emblems and everything are covered with ice and snow from last night. On the other side of the trailer, and the snow drifts are kind of deep. There goes Carolyn walking through it, give you an idea. We've got quite a bit of snow.
I think it's deeper than it was on the picnic table.
Oh yeah. All right, so here's the other side of the trailer, and I'll go over a few things. Okay, this park is normally, this is Thanksgiving weekend. They did not get all of the water faucets insulated or anything, so unfortunately ours did not have insulation on it for us to run our heated hose that we do have. we bought just to come up here with. So what we had to do is, as you can see, here's their water. It's got icicles hanging from it. It is not insulated, so we could not have our hose hooked up, or we'd had to pay if that thing froze and busted. So what we did was on Saturday afternoon, we went ahead and filled up the tank, the freshwater tank in the RV. We dumped all the grays and the black tanks, so we're completely empty, so all that would stay nice and warm. All right, the other thing we had to do, as you can tell, I got our wireless Mophie antenna up, so we were able to watch Netflix or whatever else and keep in contact with the rest of the world. I had to run my cables. Ah, dang, this is frozen. Oh, crap. I can't get it open. I have to come back and get it again. Okay, so I breathed on it pretty hard out here, being 14. I got that open. I got to get the lock open. Oh, it just froze it. Okay. So luckily our undercarriage, we've got the
doggone.
we have the extreme weather package with our RV we paid for, which a lot of people told us were crazy, but not after today. And this is all heated underneath, including the back and the rest of the RV clear into the garage, so it won't freeze up on us. One of the things I had to do was, because I have cable running in here and my internet cables, is just left this open down here where you normally have the cover to keep the water in and out or whatever. So what I did is I put a towel in here. I just stuffed a towel in there to keep it from having that cold air get up in there and freezing any of this waters and everything in there. So that's what we did. But as you can see, it's nice and dry in here. It's fairly warm, feels good, so it worked. All right, another reason we dumped the tanks was I can't find where the tank dump is. I asked Carolyn to leave up the little red flags I'd put, and she thought she was doing a good thing in taking them and putting them in the truck so we wouldn't lose them in the storm. So luckily, well, not luckily, this is Monday. It's supposed to be 24 for high today, 12 tonight, 30 tomorrow, 17 the following night. Wednesday, maybe Thursday, it's supposed to get above freezing. Everything will kind of melt off and we'll be able to dump before we go. But yeah, good thing we did it. All right, the most important thing we did was when we were on our way up here, I'm lucky enough to have two 30-pound propane tanks in here. So I made sure they were full, both of them. We topped them off to get here because that heater's been going on and off quite a bit in the last 24 hours. So, and it's gonna be going off a lot in the next 2 days. So luckily we have a propane refill here at the KOA we're staying at. But yeah, make sure you got plenty of propane. Okay, some of you may be asking, why are we here? You know, we were down in Florida a week and a half ago, beautiful sunshine, a little rainy, but had sunshine. Well, the history is my father passed away earlier this year, and him and my stepmother had a home here in Kansas City, Missouri, and also home down in Raymondville, Texas. So she has decided to sell the home up here, and it sold, and she has to be out by this coming Wednesday. So
the Wednesday after Thanksgiving.
Yep. So none of the rest of my family could help out. Luckily, we have our fifth wheel with the garage in the back, so we volunteered to give her a hand moving. So what we did was we left the Harley down in Memphis with one of our girls, and we came up here last week. We actually drove on Wednesday and got here on Thanksgiving Day at the KOA here, and the weather didn't look so bad then. We're like, okay, well, we'll have a little bit of snow, big deal. Well, all of a sudden that changed, and they were starting calling for blizzard warnings for 24 hours, and so we made plans and did what we've shown you to show what we're doing. So hopefully we'll be out of here before it comes back again, because I don't want to be like this. This is cold.
It's too cold for me.
But we did it. It's survivable, and you can do it too. So now we're going to go in and show you what we did inside to help out with things. What are you doing?
It's cold out there.
Okay. All right, we'll get undressed. We're going to show you what we suggest you do in here to help us get through too.
Well, I'm not taking my hat off yet and stuff because I'm still cold from being outside. But what we did for the inside is we have 3 quilts on our bed. Luckily, I brought several extra quilts. So that's helping a lot. We made sure that the blinds were down. It doesn't seem like much, but it certainly helped keep the heat in and the cold out. Another thing that we did, which is, you know, pretty self-explanatory, but you know, being me, I probably would have forgot, is we took the carpets off the vents back here so that you could actually get the heat into here. So, because the carpets kind of slide, and they were covering them up.
On our RV comfort zone, what we did is we went ahead and kept our temperature to be about 68. And it's about right, oh, we have it off right now. That's why it's showing 65, because we don't want to have to worry about you not hearing us. But it usually kicks on at about 66, so we don't have it hot in here, but it's comfortable. We just wear long sleeve shirts and maybe a sweater and have our socks on. So that's what we did too with the heating. All right, so here's another great thing about having this fifth wheel. Like we mentioned, we're up here so we can move my stepmom down to Texas, and what we did was the motorcycle usually goes in here, plus all of our other gear. We took it out, left it at Memphis, came up here, and on Saturday before the blizzard, it was 65 degrees and sunny, so we said, hey, let's get it loaded up, get hunkered down over here at the campground for this terrible weather. So that was a smart thing we did. As you can see, we've got a lot of her furniture in here, her boxes. Up, believe it or not, up top here, we put her TV underneath the queen bed, and we're able to protect that up there. So that's everything we got in here for her. Now, normally we'd have our carpet down out here, which is a good insulator and keeps it pretty warm in here. However, it's rolled up because we've got all this in here, so it gets pretty dang cold in here. So what we did, and I highly recommend for everybody else to do, is we bought this space heater. It's a ceramic space heater. You can adjust the temperature. You can adjust high-low heat. You can even set it on a timer so you can go to bed if you want, and it'll turn off after a while so you don't have to worry about it. But wow, does this keep this whole RV nice. It takes the chill out of the air. We turn this on, and the propane heater may come on once or twice, maybe 3 times during the day, because it does put out a significant amount of heat. It's all plastic, and we put it here on the floor, and it works pretty good. It's made by Lasco. If you haven't got one, it's great to get, because all you gotta do is plug in electricity. It's not butane. It's not putting off any carbon monoxide or anything. It's really good. So that's helped us too. Well, hopefully all those tips were helpful for you guys. This wasn't an expected,
very unexpected
thing to put out, but it's pretty relevant. We thought we would make sure and do this to get out to the rest of you. For some of you old timers, this may be old hack, but for a lot of us new RVers, full-time RVers, or even just weekend RVers to get caught in a blizzard,
make sure you have a hat.
Yeah, hat.
A nice warm hat.
Lots of layers of clothes, because we don't have our winter clothes. We weren't expecting this, but hopefully this helps you. If you like our videos, down here, click subscribe. Click on that bell so it'll alert you whenever you get a new video we put out. And remember,
it's free.
Yes, they're free. And if you saw anything we showed you about this, especially like the space heater there, and want to get one, check out the link to Amazon down below in the description. And let's get warm.
Yes.
All right. We'll talk to y'all later.